Hey, Ben.
Hey,
You got time for some questions?
I do.
How long have you been in this industry?
This is my 13th year.
Who is someone in this business that you look up to?
Chuck Anderson, the guy who got me to Dallas.
What area of the industry do you work in?
Office leasing.
What's the best thing about this industry?
Hands down, the people.
What would you say would be a dream property for you to work on?
Great question. I'm in one of them right now on the East Quarter. That would be a dream property.
How did you first get involved with NATCAR?
Burson Holman, one of my mentors, took me under his wing and pushed me into NATCAR, and I'm very thankful for it.
What would you say is one of your superpowers in business?
Honesty.
What charities do you work with?
Abby and I are spending a lot of time with the Human Impact, which is a homeless ministry in Dallas.
What do you enjoy about working with the homeless?
It's been great for us to get to know them as people, which they are, rather than figures on the street that you try to avoid.
What advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Marry my wife immediately.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
With a full head of gray hair, trying to look like Sean Connery, and acting a lot like Steve Martin, Father of the Bride.
What quote do you live by?
He must increase, I must decrease.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey there.
Got time for some questions?
Let's do it.
What area of the industry do you work in?
I do office leasing in Dallas.
What is your favorite part about real estate?
I like the people, and I like serving my clients each day to the best of my ability.
What quote do you live by?
It's not really a quote, it's a little plaque that says, "Good morning, let me help take care of your problems today." It's just a daily reminder to give my problems up to the Lord.
What is your dream property to work on?
We're standing in it. It's spec suite buildings up in Legacy with Primera.
What advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
I would say don't compare yourself to others in the industry. You're each given an opportunity, do it to the best of your ability, and be thankful.
What charities do you work with?
Behind Every Door, State Fair of Texas, Family Legacy Missions in Africa, and I'm really involved in my church at Parks East Presbyterian Church.
What do you love about charity work?
Meeting different people, giving back to the community, and seeing how that grows and impacts the community moving forward in the future.
Who do you look up to in this industry?
I've got three. Number one is TD Briggs, number two is Trevor Frankie, and number three is Ralph Hines.
How did you first get involved with NATCAR?
Yeah, so my first day at Peloton, Jenny Roundsville gave me an application, didn't really know her. She said apply, and I said yes ma'am, and applied, and here we are.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I love my team, and if I'm still working with my team in 10 years, I'll be a happy man.
Thank you for your time, Andrew.
Of course, see you later.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Hey,
Gonna throw some questions at you, cool?
great.
How long have you been in this industry?
About 8 years now.
What is your favorite thing about this business?
Honestly, everyone's gonna say it, but it's the people.
What area of the industry do you work in?
I do retail brokerage, specifically urban and mixed use.
Who is someone in this industry that you look up to?
Jack Gosnell.
How did you first get involved with NATCAR?
Honestly, through Jack. He's always been really involved with NATCAR, and so it was a natural fit that when I got involved working with him, that I got involved with NATCAR as well.
What organizations and charities do you work with?
I do a lot of work with Trek through Fight Night. I'm on the committee that puts together Chef Showcase for CBRE, which supports Camp John Mark, and then I also do Big Brothers Big Sisters and several other things.
What advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Honestly, I would say patience. You know, it's hard to see it in the moment, but everything happens when it does for a reason.
What would you say would be your favorite memory?
Being at my grandpa's farm for the 4th of July for family reunions back in Nebraska.
And finally, what quote do you live by?
The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. I first heard that from Allison Frieso.
Hey, thank you very much, Elizabeth.
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, Shelby.
Hey.
Got time for some questions?
Sure.
What area of the industry do you work in?
I'm in business development.
What do you like the most about this industry?
I like the people the most. It takes a lot of different groups to get a project out of the ground, and I think that's really fun.
Who do you look up to in real estate?
I really look up to Allison Frieso. She's done so much for people starting out in the industry by helping them get connected to a mentor or plugged into an organization, and I just really think that's great.
What is your dream property to work on?
My dream property would be a mixed-use urban development, preferably something with some adaptive reuse involved.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Hopefully in 10 years, I'm continuing to serve my community, thriving in my career, and overall really happy.
What advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
I would tell my 20-year-old self, what is for you will not miss you. Don't rush it. Things will come in their time.
What charities are you involved with?
I do a lot of volunteering with the Family Place. I really believe in their mission, and I serve on the board of iWire, Ladies in Commercial Real Estate, and volunteer with Trek's Community Investors Group.
What do you enjoy about charity work?
I really just love the opportunity to give back. I think to those who much has been given, much is required.
How did you first get involved with NASCAR?
I sponsored the NASCAR golf tournament a couple of years ago, met the YPF core committee there, and submitted my application the next day, and the rest is history.
Now, what is a quote that you live by?
If we take care of the moments, the years will take care of themselves.
Thank you very much, Shelby.
Thank you.